hello, and welcome to Let Me Bore You to Sleep. My name's Jason Newland, and this is Q&A Friday. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. I don't know why that's funny. It's not funny, is it? So yeah, Q&A Friday. I've got a few questions to answer. The first one will be, because I'm also live on TikTok, so it'll be from Ma Alexa. That'll be my first question that I answer. So let me just get up the Facebook page so I can see what some of the other questions are. Oh, the internet's gone out. Brilliant. That's weird. Why would it do that? Well, the first question is AI summary. AI setting up for a podcast on music and the overnight schedule. Sorry. Hey Jason, have you stopped doing the overnights with music episoder? Is that two different people also? AI summary, setting up podcast. Okay, so what's happened is I made some changes. If you can see Vinny, he's decided to join. There you go. I'll let you look at him while I do this. I started... Vinny, what are you doing? I made some changes to my podcasts probably 2 weeks ago. Right, it's gone away. And what happened is, here is the plan. So I've got two websites. I've got my normal website, which is jasonnewland.com. I've got another website which I've had for quite a while, but I just not really told people about, which is jasonnewland.store, where I'm getting all my recordings together in one place. Which reminds me, I have to reply to Ben. Ben's asked me a question. I've not replied yet. I'm sorry, Ben. I think something came up just as I was about to reply to you. Anyway. The internet's still down. But it's okay on the phone. That's really strange. Unless Facebook's down. So here's what happened. So I deleted a lot of my podcasts. And I deleted a lot of the episodes on the podcasts that were left. So I left just two podcasts, which was Let Me Bore You to Sleep and Hypnosis for Sleeping Deeply. They were the only two podcasts I had left. And then I deleted all the recordings that weren't overnight. So I was going to have just overnight without music, overnight with music. That was what I was going to have. I need to have something that blocks me from making changes, because it was a disaster, absolute disaster. So in the meantime, I was still making recordings last week and even the beginning of this week. Hypnosis recordings, Let Me Bore You to Sleep ones, and getting hardly any listeners. I'm still getting some, a few hundred, but very small amount. And what happened then is I was still uploading my recordings to jasonnewland.store, thinking that, well, people can still download the stuff from the past that's not on the podcasts. At one point, my normal website went offline for about 2 days, 1.5 days, which was weird. And Hi Mimi Michelle on TikTok. It all went a bit pants, as they would say, 2000 and, well, probably about 1999. Everything went a bit pants. And my idea didn't work out. So I contacted my podcast host and said, please, podcast host, can you help me? And they said, what is it, Uncle JJ? And I said, he's back. The internet is actually down. Like, there's no internet. Is it because it's raining? Vinny? What's up, baby? I don't know. It might be because it's raining. But why would the rain stop the internet? Has anybody else got their internet down? The broadband, Oh well. See, yeah. Hi to those that are in the live. See, yeah, I don't know really kind of, I didn't know what to do. So I contacted the podcast host that I have my podcast in, and I said, is there any chance that I can get my podcast back? The ones that I deleted, and, therefore the recordings that I deleted. And they said, well, we'll have a look, see what we can do. And they did have a look. And it took a couple of days, and they were able to get me 9 of my podcasts back. But I had a lot more than that. Hello. I don't know what he's doing. Vinny's trying to get onto the table. Aren't you, Vinny? Because there's something over there he wants to get, and he ain't going to get. Now I can hear a dog in the background. So, I suppose really the short answer to your question, although even though I've talked about an hour about it, is no, I haven't stopped doing the overnight ones. I was predominantly only going to do the overnight ones. But when my podcast host put back my recordings, what happened is... What do you want, Vinny? Can you stop it, please, mate? Be cute. If you're going to be on the podcast, be cute. Don't be all whiny. Don't be a whiny bum. No. Don't be whiny. Be nice and cute. Be all like, oh, Daddy. Say hello to everybody. Hi, everybody. No. Which is what he does. That's what you're good at, isn't it? Whining. You're a whiny. Vinny's a whiny bum. A whiny bum bum. You've not eaten. Oh, you have eaten your dinner. Wow, you're a good girl. So the internet's still down. This is really weird. It doesn't normally go down. And it's saying that it's up, but it's clearly not up. So if I disconnect and then reconnect again, see if that does it. So I can get back on. I want to have a look at the podcasts. So, re-uploaded... Is it uploaded? Is it done now? Okay. Right, I'm back. So let me just have a look at the podcasts. It uploaded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I had... Oh. Alright. No, what I've done... So here's what I've done anyway. Is... I have re-uploaded the other recordings that I deleted from the Hypnosis of Sleeping Deeply and the Let Me Bore You to Sleep. So at the moment it looks like it's just short voice, long music, short music, long, short, but no overnight ones. But there are still, all the old overnight ones are still there. I'm now in the process of changing the dates to make them go back further, so that the most latest ones are at the top of the pile, which is going to take me a few hours, if not a couple of days, to do so. But all the recordings are still there, just a little bit of scrolling. I mean, on my website, it probably hasn't even updated. Let's have a look, because I've not changed it to update. Oh, it has updated. It has. Wow, I didn't think it would do. So the latest one on there is short voice only Q&A Friday. Short voice only Q&A for. Oh wow. Okay, I didn't think it would have updated, so it has. So that's what I'm doing. It will be all sorted. I did Let Me Bore You to Sleep last night, and I think that's pretty much done. Is it done? Let me have a look. That should be kind of updated. And let's have a look. Nearly there. Right, 2nd of March, overnight. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not completely updated because I didn't make 6 recordings for all of the latest recordings, so I have to go and make some shorter ones. Rudder Swiss, can we get short voice only without overnight, please? You can. I'm going back to the 6 recordings, one without music, short. But all those short can be like an hour. So, you know, but short recording. So I might just go back to just, yeah, long would be like 5 hours, 10 would be like overnight. So without music, with music, 3 different versions, short, long, overnight. With the Let Me Bore You to Sleep recordings, I don't do anything short. But some of the hypnosis recordings I will do. Sometimes they're 20 minutes, sometimes they're like 40 minutes. So for me, that's short. I know for a lot of people that would not be short, but most of what I do is very much long form. But thank you. I can't read your name, sorry. Rudster Swiss. I've done it like that for a few years now, and the 6 different versions. I don't know why. I just thought I'd do something different, and I just do the long ones, the overnight ones. But I wish someone could tell me why Vinny's hassling me. He's just staring at me. You can't see him if I move the camera around there. Look, he's just staring at me. That's it, look. It's like Eddie from Frasier. Well, he's the same dog. He's a Jack Russell, so exactly the same dog. But what are you doing? I don't know what he wants. I don't know what you want. You get kisses. You get kisses. Oh. So the secret is, when you get a kiss from a dog, is just to try and blank out what you've seen him doing earlier in the day. Hey? Ah. So yeah, it is all going to be sorted out. It will all be sorted out soon. It's just it's a kind of a very time-consuming operation, as it were. But I'm in the process of doing it, and when it's finished, we'll just go back to normal. Because as soon as I started uploading back the shorter stuff, as well as the, my stats started going up. And I know it's not. What on earth am I doing here? Okay, right. I know stats isn't everything. Not all, It's not all about the stats. Adorable invites you to co-host. Sorry, I'm doing my podcast, so I can only do this. There's no point me making podcasts if there's no one listening. Ultimately, it's, and I'll give you an example how bad it got. I had one day where I had 204 listens. 204. Which is it's like really bad. It's just like, wow. 204. I mean, it's, yeah. So now the stats yesterday, I mean, they're going to be a bit more because I uploaded quite a few, but it's now today as well. It's now kind of gone back to normal kind of size stats, which is good. If I don't get over 1,000 downloads a day, I'm not happy, really. So another thing that I've had with the making podcast is the dog over the fence, and it's stopped me from making hypnosis recordings this week because it's going the whole time during the day, from morning to night. It's not going at the moment because it's raining outside, but it's just been barking. It's a lovely dog. See, I'm not hating on the dog, but the noise that comes out of it, and it's been going and going and going and going and going to the point where it's been no point me even attempting to do a hypnosis recording. I thought I heard it then. So yeah, so that's where I am with that. I can do a Let Me Boy to Sleep with it in the background faintly, kind of. I mean, if I wait for it to stop, then I will never make any recordings, or I'll have to wait until late at night, or do it really, really early in the morning, before 7. Which isn't really ideal for me. I mean, first thing in the morning, I'm not really up to much. My brain's not really working. And late at night, I've taken my medication and I'm tired. I'm like, a little bit groggy. My best time is kind of early afternoon to make recordings. So I'm going to have to figure a way around that. I mean, it's currently just before 6 p.m. So it's late afternoon. And I've been working on organising the podcasts for the last few days, actually, because the last recording I did was it the 2nd? It was about 4 days. I think it was Monday. Was that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? So 4 days ago. I've also been intermittently, just looking at the the worldly ongoings as well. So yeah, that's answering that question. I should, hopefully the internet's working now, so I should be able to get what? Okay, sorry. It's whenever I come on here, MSN is on here, and it's got all these stories, and it just gets a little bit. It can drag you in. It can really drag you in, like just some random pointless story, and then before I know it, spent way too long there. Right, Ben, I'm going to reply to Ben. How big a download is all of them going to be? A hard drive for all your recordings, but don't have a clue on what size. Hi Ben. See, I don't know. I wasn't sure if that was for the Q&A Friday. So I'll be honest, I don't know. All of my recordings, the standard recording, so if I do a recording that's like an hour without any music, or just with music either, is about 20 or 30 gigabytes. Let's have a look. I can just look for myself actually. I've got so many uploaded on my store. Let me bore you. No, jasonnewland.store. So if I look at the number 1566, that's the last one I uploaded there. And I have a look at the digital file on there. It is, that's all. So if you get one that's overnight, so you get a 10-hour one, it is 287 megabytes. If I go back a little bit, because the first 1,000, well, most of the recordings I've done, I've uploaded have been in just the shorter ones. So let's have a look. Nope, not that one. What are you doing? Why? Vinny, if you keep whining, you're going into the bedroom. Such a whiner. Right, okay, 1303. So this would be just a 1 hour one, or like normal length, short. No, it's 280 megabytes. That's weird. That is weird. Why is... If I go back even further, let's have a look. Let me because some of some of the recordings are like 3 hours long. Not many, but there's a few. Some are like 2.5 to the majority are probably about 1.5 hours for the Let Me Bore You to Sleep. Don't ask me why, just the way it seems to have worked out. When I started out, they were only about 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Then something went wrong. This is strange. So I got one with no music, 184 megabytes. And this is MP3. 184 megabytes just for one recording. I don't know why it's so... Oh, it's a zip file. Is it a zip file? It might be a zip file. That's why. No, it's not a zip file. If I go to... No, it's not. How strange. If I go to download it, let's see if I can. No, go down. More actions. Download, 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 share. No. Duplicate. That's very strange. The host discusses podcast recordings and the sizes. Ask about storage needs. That's really strange. Oh, okay, so I've got one here. This is 231 Deep Sleep Whisper. Usually they're about 20 minutes long. This is 20 megabytes. Basically, the biggest file, audio file, you're ever going to get from me, as far as recordings, is going to be under 300 megabytes, because my audio software does not edit above that. And my podcast software will not allow a recording. I think they won't allow anything above that to be uploaded, and it won't allow anything over 10 hours to be uploaded either. So, I'm stuck at the probably 280, 290 megabytes. I try and keep it well below, just to make sure. So if you work that out, at the very most, each recording will be 280 megabytes. Now, if it's in a zip file, which some of them are, I might maybe try and do all of them like that, which means you get all 6 versions in one zip file. Then it's going to be probably a couple of gigabytes. Or if you just do 6 by 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, so it's 1,800, let's say. 1,000. So you say 1,700 megabytes, which is, not far off the 2 gigabyte. Or 1.7 gigabyte. So it is a lot. If you wanted... In fact, wait a second. I've got collections where I've put... I've got collections. Where are they? Let Me Bore You to Sleep bulk downloads. I've not shared these, but I used to share them. Wow. I didn't realise I had so many done. So I've got them in... Blimey. I've got them in 50s. And I go all the way up to 1,100. So, blimey. That's quite a few, isn't it? I didn't realise I'd done that many. So if I click on there, this is bulk downloads. So this is, let's say, 1,051 to... Oh, I had to change it because some of the recordings were so large. So if I go back, I don't have 50 on all of them, but I do have 50 on the early ones. So, for example, 451 to 500, Let Me Bore You to Sleep. The download is... It has to be under 5 gigabytes, because the jasonnewland.store, it can't hold more than 5 gigabytes per file that they sell. Well, we're not selling, are they? But you can download. So this one, which is 50 recordings, is 3 gigabytes. So if you go 50 gigabytes, so say 6 gigabytes per 100 recordings for the smaller ones, but some of the longer recordings are going to take more. So yeah. So the minimum, if we go the minimum, 6 gigabytes per 100 Let Me Bore You to Sleeps without music. And I've got 1,500 and I don't know, whatever. So you'd need one to fit 100, 1,000, so you'd need 60 gigabytes, which is not that much really. It's so you could hold 1,000 of my recordings for 60 gigabytes, and it's not that much. So I think if you really wanted everything, probably a couple of terabytes storage would probably cover it. But if I'm going to reply just quickly, 1,000 recordings. If it's, let's say, 100 recordings equal. Really equals 6 gigabytes, roughly. But 100 recordings equals 6 gigabytes. So 1,060, 2,000, and I've got about 2,000, 3,000. Probably about 3,000 recordings, but that's not with all the duplicates of the different sizes and those with music, those without music, 10 hours, whatever. So in reality, I probably have about 10 terabytes, probably. Possibly about 10, 8, 9, 10 terabytes. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to keep track, to be honest. But you'd need a lot. You'd need probably 4 terabytes to have everything. Probably more, actually, because I've got 3 hard drives. One really old one that's got videos on it, like old YouTube videos. Another one that's got hypnosis recordings. Another one that's got, I don't know, I get muddled up. They were organised, but they're not now. And I dropped one, so it doesn't seem to be working very well. But that seems to be the case. I would say a 2 to 4 gigabyte, terabyte rather, hard drive, external hard drive, which would hold a lot. The thing is, one of the problems I've got, apart from being too handsome, is going forward. The only way I'm going to be able to make any kind of a living or even cover my costs on here, which is probably a good couple of £100 a month. So the only way I'm going to cover my costs is by selling recordings, by having the store as a place that you can buy recordings in the future. Because I can't have adverts on my podcasts, because they don't allow me to just have adverts at the beginning. I have to have adverts in the middle as well. I can take away the ones at the end, I can take away the ones at the beginning, but I have to have ones in the middle, which completely ruins it. Like, absolutely ruins the whole thing. You know, I can't have a hypnosis recording and then adverts halfway through. can't do it. And YouTube is exactly the same. YouTube can have adverts. There has to be adverts. You can have them at the beginning, but you also have to have them at the end. Which is no good if it's a short recording. You know, it's okay if it's a short recording for the beginning, but if it's like half an hour, and then at the end you got loud adverts, that's just no good. And so I've got nothing I can really do there, really. So I'm just going to put in, Ben, you've just replied while I'm doing the recording, so I'm just going to put, I reckon, I don't know what to say to, I can't, so it's hard to work out because I don't have individual, wait a minute, let's see what I can do. Well, let's plug this in and see. So I've got 2 hard drives. They're connected. I'll just plug them in and just see how much room is being taken. But then quite a lot of room is being taken by videos because they're huge. They take a huge amount of time, huge amount of space. You know, sometimes 30, 40 gigabytes, or if not more. So let's have a look at the space on the gigabyte. Okay, if I'll go into PC. Okay, so I have the 2 hard drives I have. One is 5 terabytes and one is just over 9. Well, basically I've got 6.11 terabytes, 3 of 9 terabytes, 37.9 gigabytes, 3 of 4.54 terabytes. So that would be, so I'm pretty much full there. 6.11 terabytes of a 9. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 terabytes. So I'm used 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. You should be alright with 4 or 5 terabyte, maybe 6 terabytes. But it depends what you want to do. If you want to download everything, you could start your own company, and when I go and start selling my stuff, you could underprice me. Yay! Yeah, so all my stuff on one of them. Let's have a look what's on one. It's because there's a lot of repetition, you know. If I've got bulk, so I've added the bulk ones, the zip files on separate, but they're on the same hard drive. So I've got all ASMR, Let Me Bore You to Sleep, all bedtime story time, all chronic pain, all deep sleep whisper hypnosis, all relax and sleep hypnosis daily, all sleeping boring objects, all stop smoking, all stress and pain relief, all stress anxiety for panic attacks, Um, but then I've got random stuff as well, individual things, recordings that I've just, blimey, YouTube videos. Wow. And that probably taken quite a lot of time. That's 215 gigabytes, so that's something you wouldn't need. Well, something also that wouldn't be available as well. Random stuff. Dare I look? It's really sad. Even my random stuff is boring. Oh, nothing interesting to look at. Not one interesting picture to look at. It's ridiculous. Images. Oh, wonder what's on there. Oh, pictures of me. These are just pictures of me from videos. Pictures of Vinny. It's a picture of a banana on a beach. Yep, just images from my podcasts and videos. Ridiculous. Nothing interesting. Not one. I mean, how many pictures are there? How many images do I have here? So 1.5 gigabytes. Let's have a look at the properties. 1.5 gigabytes, 956 pictures. And they're all boring. Really, I mean, tediously. It's just pictures of me. There's got to be some... No, it's just podcast pictures. MySpace. Okay, that's just a standard thing. Picture of me with Andre. That's not boring. Picture of Vinny. Yeah. So there's that. Of course, I mean, what is that? 1,000 images, 1.51, so 1.5 gigabytes for that. Yeah. So I've also got the Let Me Bore You to Sleep broken into 50 to 100, 100 to 101, 100, you know what I mean, like that, in 50s. That sounded like I couldn't do the maths, didn't it? Like 50, 0 to 50, 51 to 100, 101 to 150. I can. I just couldn't be bothered to... Oh, what's in there? 14th of June. It's got to be something juicy if it's got a date in it. Nothing. All what? Let Me Bore You to Sleep text. Oh, okay. So this is transcripts from the different recordings. I was going to try and write my life story. My life, because I'm old, you see. I'm old enough to have a life story now. And I thought if I went through the transcripts of my over 1,000 recordings, there's got to be something in there that's mildly interesting, just mildly. Enough to take a little bit out of each one and then, orchestrate into a book, a readable kind of book. And I looked. And sometimes, as maybe some of us all know, is just by looking at something doesn't make it grow, doesn't make it become bigger. I just couldn't find anything. It's so muddled, the way that I present my podcasts. It's not linear. it's there, and even AI can't look at this transcript and find anything. Because I've tried, I've used AI, just, can you find me some bits out of it? And like, the computer just fizzes and said, no. It doesn't do that, but what's this I got? That's weird. That's very strange. Really? Blimey. I don't know what that was. Yeah. D. I'm finding stuff that doesn't even... JPG files, nothing's coming up. I'm just finding stuff that doesn't even make sense. I don't know what it is. The winding down, sleep hypnosis, music, no music, Frogtopia. Wow. I don't know. So many different recordings. So many. That it's kind of difficult to really keep track of it all. And it's kind of, I don't know. Oh, in response to my answer, I'm supposed to be answering Ben. I reckon what? Oh, okay, sorry. I reckon 2 terabyte should be enough. Let's work it out. So 300 megabytes times by 10 is 3,000. So that's 3 gigabytes. I got that wrong, didn't I? It's not 6. What am I talking about? So 10, 20. So 3. I can't, honestly, in my brain, okay. 300 megabytes times by 10 is 3,000 megabytes, which is 3 gigabytes. So that's 100. 100 recordings will be 3 gigabytes, which means 1,000. So 10 times that. No, 3 gig. 10. Okay, so 3 gigabytes, 10 recordings would be 3 gigabytes. 3 gigabytes. 100 recordings would be 30 gigabytes. So 1,000 would be 300 gigabytes. So I'd say I reckon 2 would be enough. 2 terabytes would be enough for most of the let me bore you to sleep. Yeah, okay. That's that done. So don't bark, please, Vinny. Please don't bark. Please. That's all I've ever wanted, Vinny, is for you to just be quiet. I was here the other day, I think it was Monday, and Vinny was round his mummy's, and it was so peaceful here. Sorry, Ben, I'm trying to answer your questions on here while I'm making a recording. I'm not doing a very good job, so I'm going to have to answer you back. So the questions I've got from my Jason Newland's boring group for Q&A Friday. Why is that car making so much noise? The first question is from Maria. How do you think you'd fare if you were stranded on a desert island? What 3 things would you take with you, plus a desert island disc of all time? Vinny would be with you, of course. Thank you. Oh, you ruined it. I don't want Vinny with me. What would he do? All he would do, if I got on a desert island, right, the first thing I need to do is keep safe, which meant being quiet. With him, all it would be noise. So within about a minute of me being on the island, and we say a desert island, even deserted islands or a desert island is still got people inhabited. They always have someone in the forest somewhere, don't they, or in the jungle come out. So they will all be notified because Vinny will be barking, and any hungry animals will also be notified because Vinny will be barking. So I would not be safe with him because, let's face it, he's not. I'm sorry, Vinny, I'm not being cruel. It's factual, though. I mean, it just be. He's so loud, so he doesn't know how to keep quiet. Do you? We're never going to have to do it, but let's pretend it's a nice, friendly, deserted island, and we have lots of food and drink, and there's no reason to be worried. There's no animals that want to do anything. Everyone's happy, and you love everyone, yeah? And everyone loves Vinny. Okay, so Vinny's with me. What are you staring at? I don't know. What 3... To be fair, I'm going to be a little bit pedantic here. I don't think anyone stranded on a desert island has everything they need. You never see that Robinson Crusoe or any of the movies, or what's his name, Tom Hanks with his football. You never see him stranded and like, oh, wait a minute, let me find my bag of the 3 things that I chose to bring with me in case I got stranded. No one does, do they? Other than maybe a first aid kit, and a flare. And a stick to, write help or SAS on the sand. I mean, it'd be good to be that prepared. But, I think, I like... One of my favourite albums ever is... I love the Elvis Christmas album. But where are you going to play it? There's no internet. I know I'm picking this apart, aren't I? But the chances are there's not going to be very good internet signal. Because if there was, you'd just be phoning for help, wouldn't you? Just like, I've only got a little bit, I've only got 30, 40 seconds, maybe a minute and a half left of battery left, and then I'm stranded. I won't phone for help. I'm going to play Zombie from the Cranberries. Zombie, zombie, zombie. Oh, what do I do now? I don't know. It's kind of that situation, like if you were stuck somewhere and all you had, you just got this one album you can listen to over and over again, or because you'd get sick of it, wouldn't you? I know I would. I mean, probably the only album that I've listened to for 40 years, I listen to it in the summer sometimes, is the Elvis Presley Christmas album. I've been listening to that since the late 80s. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the one I used to know. May your beauty. I know that sounds a bit more like Bing Crosby, but it didn't sound like anyone did it. No, it just sounded like me. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I'm trying to think. I mean, if I knew beforehand, so this is something I'm going to get, and I'm using this beforehand, then I would have a gun. Definitely have a gun. Definitely have a boat. I'll have a boat. You give me a boat. Yeah, I'll have a boat. Like a big ship or a yacht. I'll have a yacht. That'll be the thing I'll take with me. One of the things. In fact, you can keep all the other stuff. I'll just take that one thing. Just a yacht. You can leave Vinny at home. I don't need Vinny. If I've got a yacht, I can see it. I can get back and see him then. Yeah, something useful. Like a yacht. First aid kit. All the stuff that you need, really. Just a yacht full of food that will last me for a couple of months in order to get to the next country. Yeah, that's what I do. What three things? Yeah, that's why I said I never really understood the desert island thing. You know, what three things would you take? Would you take? Well, I want to take something that's going to help me get off the island, or something that's going to protect me while I'm on the island. So, a magic hat where I can just, you know, pull out food when I needed it, or go to the toilet in it and just everything disappeared. Mind you, I don't think I'd want the same hat. You wouldn't really want the same hat for both those things, would you? No. You know, recently, see, I remember being at school. Well, I have very, very vague memories of being at school. And I remember reading, and this is probably very early in my life, read a proverb of, and it's kind of like it's just another version of the Three Pigs. Right. TikTok's trying to kick me off if I don't change the... Okay, right. There's a proverb in, I don't know if it was in the Bible, but it's just another version of it's copied from the Three Pigs. And ultimately, you know, the pig makes it's a similar thing. So someone builds their house on sand, then they build their house on something else that's equally as soft, a bit maybe wood or whatever, and then they build it on concrete. So I don't remember the exact proverb, and the one on concrete is the best one. So you don't build a house on sand and expect it to, you don't build anything on sand. Okay. And then you've got the three pigs, the house built with, I don't know, paper. The other house built from straw, I think it was. Then you had the house built from bricks. So I said the biblical parable copied off of the three pigs. And Vinny's up again, trying to get onto the table. I don't know why he's doing this. He doesn't normally climb onto the table. Whoops. Doesn't normally do that. I know he is cute, isn't he? He's a cutie. You are a cutie capootie. Yes, you are. So yeah, I think I'd want a boat, a ship, like a yacht. I would say a plane, but I don't know how to fly a plane. But then I don't know how to fly a yacht either. But I imagine, at least with a yacht, you just steer. I'm guessing. I know there's like more technical terms and engineering and know how to like use the stuff. I don't know, the throttle or whatever. But with a plane, it's just, for me, the planes are not really difficult. It's just the taking off and the landing bit. That's probably the bit that would be a little bit, yeah. If you could avoid that, I'd probably be happy to fly a plane. Not that I'd know how to, but, you know, learn to. He's not disturbing, is it? Can you believe it? I've not been able to make a recording pretty much all week because of the worry of being disturbed by a dog. And when I do eventually make a recording, I'm being disturbed by my dog. There you go. Now he's eating his dinner, so he's not hungry. Well, you might be hungry, but you're not hungry. You're not hungry, are you? Come on. You might be a little bit peckish. It's just because you haven't had any TREEEE TES. If I was going to take one, that's another thing. You're taking a Desert Island disc. I mean, taking an album. Bearing in mind this Desert Island disc, whatever thing, has been going on for about 60 years or 50 years. So everyone had albums back then. It'd be no point taking it if you didn't have a record player. See, that'd have to be something, you know, you'd need. And how are you going to get that? How are you going to plug it in? What are you going to plug it into? Spare socks. Oh, I don't like wet socks, do you? That's something that I'd only have to kind of... Yeah, I'd need to work on that one. I'm not a big fan of wet socks. Why are you hassling me, Vinny? Please, mate. We went out today early, and he just... I'm putting that settee back where it was before, that way you can't get to me. Because now you can't really see. If I put this down, you'll be able to see him. That's it. He's literally practically on my lap. I don't know why. Cute dog, thanks Sally. I'm not really sure what he wants. So, yeah, Maria, I think... Yeah, that. I think a yacht. And... Depends how long I was staying there for. Because I'd need something to... Probably a sun shader. Do they call it like a windbreaker or a sun, you know, something just to cover me from the sun, because I don't, look, I'm pink all year round. I'm pink in the winter. My skin doesn't, you know, I've got pink skin. I don't do well in the sun. You got water down there. You haven't got food, but you can't be that hungry, Vinny. Come on. He's a wally. I don't know why he's being like this. He's not normally like this, are you? Not normally. You're usually pretty good. You got something going on with you today, haven't you? He's been a little bit restless today. We went out for a walk. Oh God, I said the walk. I said that word, didn't I? Shouldn't have said that word. I'm not going out in that weather, Vinny. If we go out downstairs, I'll let you in the garden, but I'll hold the lead and you'll have to just go in there in the garden on your own. I'm not getting wet. You've been out twice already. I'm not getting wet. So we've been out for two walks already. And the first one, it was, and the last one was only a couple of hours ago, if that. Wasn't long ago, was it? Hey? Hey? See, I know if he needs to go out because he stands at the door. What he's after now is some food that I had, and it's over there. I have to keep it away from him because it's got bones in it. And they're little bones that he can't really have. All that time I wanted him to sort of be part of the podcast and have him like on my lap and, you know. And now he is. He just whines. You do an impression of a cat. I met the lady. I met the... I'll rewind that. I met the cats that live in this building. So there's 5 cats live in this one building now. I met 2 of them. I met the other 3 the other day. And one of them keeps coming upstairs. So when the door is opened, they'll run upstairs and try and get into my flat. And then Vinny will bark. Or sometimes he doesn't hear it because we're in bed. And I see it on the camera the next day. But they want to come and say hello to you, don't they? I think if he was not left alone, but if he was regularly around a cat, I think he'd be okay with them. he'd chase them and play, but I don't think he'd be horrible. Because he's kind of a bit scared of a cat, aren't you? You're a little bit scared, but you're intrigued at the same time. He's basically you're just like an average male, aren't you? You're scared and intrigued of the opposite sex. You're not sure. You're scared to say hello to them, but you do want to say hello to them, don't you, anyway? But you're worried about getting scratched. So he wants your food. Oh, 100% fly with subs. It's over there. It's like on the table, the other table that's next to this. Vinny, your whining is not going to be any good. No. Does it smell that good? I can't reach it. I don't know where it is. See if I can get some little bits off of it. Well, there you go. Is that a bone? No. There you go. See what I mean? He wants that, and he can't have that because the bone's too small. If it gets stuck in his throat, it's not good. Mind you, I thought that like a small bone, considering he's a tiny little dog, would be alright, but I've been told that that's not the case. I don't want anything. Right, there you go. You can have some gristle, but you're not having a bone. Oh, he's happy now. Get up. I'm not passing it to you. Get up and get it. There you go. Come on. Nope. That's on here. He wants me to do all the work. No, Vinny, I'm not doing all the work. No, I'm not. Yeah, we got out this morning, so I took him out. I think I took him out too early. And we got to the park. I think he'd done a wee-wee, and he's like, no, I'm coming home. Didn't want to be out. So yeah, 100% he wants the food. But I've got to be careful. I'm not willing to... not willing for him to have anything. Although, to be fair, once he did get onto the table and he got it all and he just ate everything. But I woke up to that. He did it during the night. And I didn't leave it out for him. I'm just seeing if that's bone or is that gristle. That's bone, that is. You're not having that. No. He's trying to get any bit of bone he's trying to get. I can't believe I'm doing this. Go on, there you go. There you go, look. What's the next question? What are your top 5 albums of all time? I don't think I've really answered Maria's question very well, but this next question kind of fits in, doesn't it? Like with Desert Island Discs and stuff. Regarding like albums. I've been thinking about this. Now I'm going to mention an album that probably nobody has ever heard of, including me. Because I can't remember the name of the album. But it's a Barren Nights. I think it's called Night of Laughter. But it's the Barren Nights. And I had this album when I was a kid. Like, probably... well, a kid. Like, 10. And... no, stay there. I've opened a can of... oh, man, I've got... what's that? Take that. Go and eat the paper. Let's have a look. So the Barron Knights, what they was, is they used to do like they'd take a famous song and then they'd turn it into comedy, and they'd like make a comedy song out of it. Oprah Winfrey, why is she in the news? Oh, they're talking about how slim she looks. That, to be fair, I'll take that as news. It's better than the other news, isn't it, at the moment? Go away, please, go away. So what am I doing? Barron Knights albums. Barron Knights albums. See, I remember. Oh, here it is. The Barron Knights. It is. I used to have it. The Nights of Laughter. What did I say? Did I say Nights of Laughter? Or Days of Laughter? Nights of Laughter. Spelled with a Knights. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant album. And I mean, some of the songs, I think there was one like Green Knickers Hanging on the Line. Then there's another one, Aminet, and I don't get very minor. Ooh. I'm not doing it justice. Then there's the one, A Ballad of Frank Spencer. Hey Frank, keep away from here. Something's bound to go wrong. I got a cold in my nose, and battered toes, And it's, and I'm not pretty selling it very well. Anyway, it's my favourite album. And I don't know why. I bought it again when I was probably 29, 30. And I used to listen to it. And it has... Oh, okay. I'll let you see him. It has such a... There's an emotional thing. Has an emotional connection with me. I think maybe it's like the humour. I mean, it's very old humour, and it's maybe no one listening to it now would find it funny. I just loved it because I was like probably nine years old when I first got it, and yeah. Frank, yeah. Keep away from here. Why? Something's bound to go wrong. Anyway, yeah, so it's a brown cover, and it's not, I mean, it is music, but it's not like, if I was going to go for my number one album ever, again, I'd probably go for the Elvis Christmas album. I'd probably have to go for that, because again, it's a feeling thing. What? Oh, I forgot. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of, it's the emotional connection I have to that album, and it's nothing to do with religion or anything. It's just I was almost indoctrinated into Elvis. I mean, in some ways, Elvis was a religion to a lot of people. And you might think, That's, you can't say that. Well, firstly, I just did. Secondly, I've known people that were obsessed with Elvis, including my oldest brother. In fact, we had some family friends, and we used to go around their house, and they literally had albums, like gold records in frames on every wall. Elvis being played all day long. The husband had like a haircut like Elvis. You know, they were just, yeah. I think he had, sure he had one of his fingers missing. I don't know why I remember that, but they were lovely. They used to welcome us into their home and give us drinks, cups of tea and stuff. I think my parents knew them. There you go. But they loved Elvis. But they're not the first people that have got together because of a love of a singer that I know of. There's a couple called Nat and Dean, and they met on this is, blimey, I don't know, middle 80s. They met on some kind of dating magazine or something, and they both loved the Beatles. So they got together over that, and they ended up getting married and having lots of kids, and ultimately they've been together forever. They're still together. I mean, they've been together but they were married when I met them, and that was 1989. And they've been together quite a long time before that, as far as I know. Do you want some gristle? I'll take the bone out. You want some gristle? No. This is horrible. My hands are getting all greasy. Ugh. Can't believe I was eating this last night. Well, that's why. That's so thinking that when you're in the toilet and the next day. Ugh. That's the result of something going in my mouth. So top 5 albums. Right, off the top of my head, the Cranberries. Is it There's No Need to Argue Anymore? I'm pretty sure that's the name of the song. It might... Oh, he's just got a bit of gristle. Oh well. There's no need to argue anymore. I think that's the name of the album, but it's the one that's got Zombie on it. And it was their biggest album. They basically had 2 big albums. One was big, and the second one was huge. It's the second one that I love the most. If you're going to go for a Beatles album, I suppose I'd go for Sgt. Pepper. It's quite predictable, really, isn't it? Other albums, 5 is hard, but one would be a Michael Jackson. Probably go for Bad. If I had to choose just one Michael Jackson album, it'd be Bad. Second of his albums would probably be Off the Wall. Third, Dangerous. So let's say go for Bad for him, Michael Jackson. Stevie Wonder, probably In Square Circle. That's the one where he sings, I think he sings I Just Called to Say I Love You. I think. But I do love Hotter Than July as well. In fact, I probably prefer Hotter Than July. But In Square Circle's got Part-Time Lover. Terence Trent D'Arby, you know, if it was kind of like, well, you're never going to ever listen to any other music ever again. Terence Trent D'Arby, his first album, because his voice was just out of this world, as far as I was concerned. Now I've chosen too many. It's all men so far, isn't it? Apart from the Cranberries. I might go over 5, but I'm going to choose Madonna. The only 2 albums that I loved of Madonna, I liked the first 2 albums she did, and then I really loved True Blue, but I loved even more Like a Prayer. So if I had to choose between the 2 of them, I'd choose Like a Prayer. And then I'd choose Elvis Presley's Greatest Hits as well. That might be over 5. I don't know. There's no need to argue anymore. Welcome to Strange Ways by the Smiths, possibly as well. But yeah, I can't think of any others. I will do when I finish this recording. I'll be like, what about Postman Pat's Greatest Hits? Like, oh. What about Barbie Girl, the soundtrack to Barbie Girl, the movie? Oh, forgot that one. I don't know. I'm not sure. I do like the greatest hits of Westlife. This might sound weird, but I do like listening to that. But I do like listening to classical music as well. Can I not just take Amazon or Spotify prescription with me? Top 5 albums of all time. So definitely the Barron Nights. Definitely Christmas album from Elvis. Like a Prayer. Madonna. That's 3. And yeah, Terence Trent D'Arby, 4. Oh, 5 is not enough. The thing is, in reality, right, even though I love the Barron Nights, I wouldn't listen to it. I'd listen to it sometimes, but it's a comfort listen. In some ways, no more than listening to some nursery rhymes just to kind of self-hug or something, you know. Hey Frank, keep away from here. So if I leave that one out, then I go for my favourite singers, my 5 favourite singers: Whitney Houston, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Madonna, as far as that album. So yeah, so if I go for Madonna, Like a Prayer, Michael Jackson, Bad, Stevie Wonder, Hotter Than July. I'm going to go for Hotter Than July because I do prefer that album over In Square Circle. The Cranberries. There's no need to argue. I'll have to have the Cranberries in there. And then the Christmas album, Elvis. So yeah, I've chosen my 5. But I do want Whitney Houston in there as well. I gotta keep Elvis, Christmas album. I might drop the Cranberries. So if I've really got to really kind of get it down, so Elvis Presley Christmas album, that has to be in there, because that is one of my most listened to albums ever, all year round. Don't tell anyone, because that's really weird. Archie's saying please. What's Archie saying? Hello Archie, that's on TikTok. Hello mate. So I'll definitely keep the Elvis Presley Christmas album, and then Like a Prayer, Madonna, Bad, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston's first album. So these are albums that I've listened to over and over and over and over and over and over again for years and years and years and years and years. So yeah, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Bad. I take all Michael Jackson's albums because I like all of them, but so Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, In Square Circle. So Elvis's Christmas one, Michael Jackson, Bad, Stevie Wonder, Hotter Than July, Madonna, Like a Prayer, and then the 5th one, Sgt. Pepper's, maybe Sgt. Pepper's. So it's weird, isn't it? So I got Whitney Houston. So I got Whitney Houston, Madonna, Elvis, Stevie Wonder, and Michael Jackson. It's almost like a bit of a cliche, isn't it? Sort of just gone for the 5 of the most famous singers of all time. But that's not the reason. I haven't got the Beatles in there. But I listen, if I have to choose between Michael Jackson and the Beatles, I'd choose Michael Jackson if it's just like the one album situation. Also, the Beatles, I didn't like every album that the Beatles did. I liked songs on every album, but just not all the songs on every album. Michael Jackson didn't do a dud album, as far as I'm concerned, when he was a kid or when he was an adult. I still listen to Ben. Ben, the two of us need look no more. That one, I listen to that. One day in your life. Yeah, so I think that's the ones I choose. Elvis, Christmas album, Madonna, Like a Prayer, Whitney Houston. I think it was just called Whitney Houston, wasn't it? The first album she had. Stevie Wonder, Hotter Than July, and Michael Jackson, Bad. That's it, my 5. Thanks, Hope. Reveal asks me, what's your favourite colour and why? Probably that colour on the wall, blue. Blue and yellow. I quite like pink. Not the pink of my face, but I don't mind a bit of pink. But I'd probably go for blue. Blue and yellow. Sort of equally, really. Yeah, I quite like blue. I think blue's fairly relaxing, and yellow's fairly relaxing as well. Yeah. What is it, Vinny? I think that's why, because it's relaxing. I think it's because when I was a kid, when I was about 9 years old, when we moved into this house, we had it was yellow and blue. I think some of the walls were blue, some were yellow, and it's just bright. It's nice. It's happy. It's a nice colour. For me personally, I like it. It's quite a nice background, actually. I know it's the same old background every time, but he's still staring at me. He's still staring at me. So yeah, I think blue and yellow, that'd be it. It's quite a boring colour choice. I don't go in for all the different colours as well. I'm just into the base colours. Once you start going for like purple, purple, beige, what's kind of yellowy white, isn't it? Like that just gets confusing for me. So I'll just go for yellow and blue. Light yellow, light blue. So not dark blue. The blue that's kind of on my wall, and the yellow that's not on my wall. Just a light. I quite like pastel colours. I mean, this isn't necessarily pastel, but it's pastel-y-ish. Pastel-y-ish. Yeah. Good night, Fly with, I can't see the name, sorry, Fly. Goodbye, good night. Thanks for watching. So, that's it. That's all my questions answered. There was only 3, but I did have 4 including Ben. But I have answered Ben as well live, I think. Just okay, okay, right. Maybe what I'll do is I'll make the I think I might have, because I've changed things around and I'm trying to change it, rechange it back, redo, whatever the right word is, so that it's gone back to how it was. So he's never stared at me this much before for so long. I mean, what's it been, an hour and a half? He's just been there staring at me. This is supposed to be relaxing for me as well, you know. So that's it. That's the end of the Let Me Bore You to Sleep Q&A Friday. I'm not sure if I'll upload it today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow morning. The video, it takes hours and hours and hours anyway. So that'll be available tomorrow at some point. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy, and be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. Lots of love. Bye. Lots of love. Bye.